Well, my name is Kathy King. I'm a retired social worker, and for me it's become a very personal issue because my daughter was one of the thousands across Canada who has disappeared, well, who disappeared, she was later found, but whose deaths and disappearance have never been solved. So it's been a passion of mine for, well, probably 25 years. It started when she was alive, when she was victimized in many ways, and I wasn't able to get the resources I needed to help her then, and she disappeared from the streets of Edmonton in 1997, so that's 23 years already. And ever since that time, I've been trying to help give a voice to the vulnerable. And because we know that women are still disappearing across Canada, we know that many families don't have answers, and I know that many of these cases are still unsolved. So it's something that there needs to be more attention paid to, and we need to have better responses from many levels of service across Canada: police, social services, law enforcement. A lot of people need to pay attention. Oh, I think my favorite part was just seeing the vision unfold, because I've been involved with, I do my own thing. I have a blog. I've been writing and speaking for years, and this is a new experience to see artists, and so I'm always intrigued by seeing an artist's vision develop. So just seeing what's been done with the images, and how they've how those of us who participated have been transformed into these very symbolic images. So I just find it a fascinating process. I think my favorite is the original one with and that's, to me, the warrior women. Whether I can't remember what you call it, but to me I call it the warrior women. And I'm thinking any of these women could have been my daughters or my granddaughters. Like, I'm getting kind of old now, and to see how the symbolism of all these women, like April Eve with her, I've been following her around with her megaphone for years, and Shauna I met a few years ago, but sort of an ordinary woman who's been silenced in many ways, but who's finding a voice in a new way. So the symbolism of that, and Brianna in the traditional shawl, but who's in her music doesn't show, but she's a violin or a fiddler, and just the wonderful music that comes from her is amazing. So it's too bad that it wasn't musical, but I think that's my favorite. Just shows those two women in transformation. Oh, the public needs to know that Indigenous women are still disappearing and being murdered disproportionately across Canada. Many of these families do not have resources. Many of these families are not given respect, and many of these murders are still unsolved. I'm not even sure, because I think Shauna phoned me, and I met Shauna. I went to one of her workshops once, which was quite amazing. And what I find so intriguing is I've been doing activism of various sorts for like almost 25 years, and things lead into each other, and sometimes I'm not even sure what the linear transmission is. So I became involved through Shauna and April Eve, and from attending their events and participating in things that they have organized, and so we've developed a mutual respect for our causes over the years, and then I was just lucky enough to be phoned and asked her, do I want to participate in a photography event? And I said, oh, sure, whatever. And here I am. I had no idea what to expect, so I can't say so I don't really know. At the time, I didn't feel that I was probably one of the better images that could be used, and so then I'm intrigued by what Heather has done with my image. So So I'm representing the sorrow of mothers across Canada, which in fact is what I'm doing with my speaking and my writing to a large extent. So it all came together. Oh, well, I don't know. Just thank you to Heather for having this vision, for supporting Shauna and April Eve and all of the other people that are working with the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And oh yes, and then our fundraiser, which and there again, I'm not even sure whose idea it was first, because it was an idea I've had for a long time, that I would like to see red dresses on the side of the road where the women were found. And I know where my daughter was found in Sherwood Park, that was 23 years ago, but I would still like to see a red dress by the side of the road. And so that's part of our vision, is to install these red dresses across Canada as a reminder to people that this is where women have disappeared and this is where they've been found.